Todd Stopp.
I'm Chad Spann with Indy Select, and we're on the Tevin Studdard Show.
We're gonna start with some Indy Select questions. So, how were you all founded? Like, when did it get started?
Wow, 8 years ago, we got a lot of really good high school players from all different schools together and started doing some workouts in the spring and had an opportunity to do a tournament and did that tournament. Back then, we were talking earlier, 2 or 3 tournaments a year were a lot. Now, 7-on-7's exploded, and you could do a tournament every weekend, travel across the country if you really wanted to do a tournament every weekend. Now there's sponsors. Coach Spann's been really good on that. Got us an Adidas sponsor this year, and so it's been a fun run. Now he's taken over, and he's going to take it to even bigger heights than what we started it at.
So even elaborate on that. What's the vision for it moving forward?
Well, as you said, we kind of started out as a first and off season program for help kids train, and then evolved into a team. And from that team, that team has been very successful for the last 7 years. And when I kind of took over at this last summer, really, or actually fall, we expanded it to an academy. So now it's we've got a couple more teams, and we're including middle school kids, and we're trying to train them. It's still 7-on-7. We still do a lot of 7-on-7, but we're trying to build them up as football players for their high schools or for their middle schools, not just go compete in 7-on-7, which really doesn't. It's a lot of fun, but it doesn't count for anything. We want to make the best football players in Indianapolis, so that's where our focus is now. We also do a lot of community outreach, and we've set it up so we've got different affiliations throughout the city that help tutor our kids, help with college preparedness, SAT, ACT prep, stuff like that. So we're really trying to mold student athletes to go ahead and take that next step, whether it be Division I, Division III, and AIA, whatever it is. We want to make it as easy and accessible as possible for all those kids.
So how do young men get involved in the program?
We've actually started out by the players were handpicked. We went around and we watched a lot of film and picked a lot of kids from throughout the city who had a lot of talent, and we kind of tried to bring them together to make a camaraderie to represent Indianapolis. That's why we call it Indy Select, because Indianapolis and all the kids are selected. But since we've expanded to an academy, we've actually just opened it up for a lot of other kids to come. It's open for anybody right now. If you're in 7th grade or up, you can come work out with us, and you'll still have access to all the ACT, SAT prep, the tutors, and every college preparatory stuff, all that kind of stuff. So it's really expanded now. Our top 7-on-7 team is still selected, and like I said, it's still filled with the top talented kids in the Indianapolis area, really Indiana at this point. But like I said, it's open for everyone.
What are ways we can support? Because I got a lot of athletes that's have already came through and that's about to come through. So what are ways that we can support it?
Just send them our way, man. Just have them get in contact with us. Follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Indy Select or at Indy Select 7v7. We've got some of the top coaches in the state who coach every position from offensive, defensive line, wide receivers, running backs, defensive backs, quarterbacks. We got the best coaches in the state, all working together as one, competing, getting guys better. So just get in contact with us, and we'll hook you up.
And one more question, Coach. So why should they get involved with Indy Select?
I always tell kids, if you're not playing a winter or spring sport, and it's a great way to work on your skills. We're not gonna ever promise kids, hey, you play for Indy Select, we're gonna get you a scholarship. A lot of programs out there do. We won't. You're gonna come to Indy Select. You're gonna work on your skills. You're gonna be part of a group. You're gonna be part of like he said, we're building camaraderie with the group. hopefully you're a better person, not just football wise, but you're a better person in life, and you look at things differently. Because when these guys all get together, they're all the best players from their schools, and you know they have to realize, hey, you need to check yourself at the door when you come into practices. When you come, there's only one ball. Hopefully everybody gets to touch that ball, but it doesn't always work out that way. So we want to build men. We want to build leaders for the community. We want them to represent their school. But 7-on-7, those kids are getting better in the off season. You're going to get your scholarship for what you do in the fall with your schools.
That's real. That's real. So, any other little nuggets of wisdom for us? Because we definitely support it. I feel like the more, especially in the off season, it's like athletes got all of this potential, but end up blowing it in the off season doing dumb stuff. So when they're involved in a program like this that's really community oriented, it just could change the trajectory of the city. So I definitely see like this being like a staple program in the city for years to come throughout all the middle schools, all the high schools. So
absolutely. I mean, like we said, we do a lot of community service. We took water to Flint. We donated clothes in Chicago to a homeless shelter. We're not just just trying to build athletes. We're trying to build men. So like I said, if you want to be involved in something like that, it's not just, like I said, football players, but I mean football. It's going to be resume building with the community service. It's going to be life skills building. So it's going to be a little bit of everything. We try to encompass it all. So if you want to be a part of that, and you also want to compete with the best players in the city, or in some cases in the state, in the nation, come down and see us, and we will definitely get you on the right path.
That's real. So we thankful for you all spending your time with us. It's like I said, first NFL player, first major little thing. So hey, we gonna ride this wave with y'all. Definitely, we thankful, and all your guys been coming through. Jason Holland,
Yep.
I think
Julius
DJ
Brents,
Johnson,
yep.
Brents. They all be like Indy Select. I'm like, we gotta get these people up in here. So when you follow me, it was thankful, and we just everything in my power I want to do. I want to push it because the city needs something positive for these kids to do. So